a young, hot, undefeated junior middleweight prospect, and he's joining us right now. Victor Guerrero, glad you
How's it
could.
going?
What's up, my man?
How's it going? Appreciate you having me on the podcast.
No
Appreciate it.
problem, no problem. Hey, if you can crank up your volume a little bit,
Yeah, of
that would
course.
be good. Um, I'm going to ask you the question you probably get asked all the time, but when did you start boxing? I couldn't find an amateur career of
Yeah,
you. No
yeah,
amateur
no,
career.
yeah. I honestly, I've been in the gym since I was a little kid and running around and stuff. But I started taking it serious when I was 14. I didn't have a big amateur background, to be honest. I had under 30 fights and stuff. Most of my fights that I went to, the opponents didn't show up, because of the name and stuff, and just it was frustrating. So ended up turning pro pretty early and stuff, and just been building my experience from there.
Yeah, no, I'm gonna get to that. It looks like you're gonna have a busy 26. This is gonna be your year, but we'll get to
Oh
that in a
yeah.
little bit. Um, do you think that it's harder for you or easier for you to be the ghost's nephew?
I'd say a little bit of both. It comes with its pressure and stuff, and I got a some big shoes to fill up. But I kind of I want to rewrite my own story. Fill my own shoes.
Yeah.
Me and my uncle. He did great things. And it's my turn to do great things in the sport of boxing. And like you said, 2026, a lot of people are gonna know who I am. So I'm excited for it.
Yeah, it's funny. I knew I figured you would say that because a lot of people say, "Oh, they let me from the fighter's point of view, I would think it's harder when a relative, in your case, nephew, but a son or something, and they're
Yeah.
following, and I think it brings additional pressure on the fighters, and it's just something that you gotta be good at blocking out, and like you
Oh,
said, make
100%.
your own name, right?
Yeah, yeah, of course. It's gonna come with hate and with love too, So I just roll with the punches and just, go out there and perform, put the work in the gym and just keep my head down, stay humble and, when it comes to fight night, the people are gonna see the results.
Yeah, try and get your volume. You're cracking up on your volume. Um, you're if no one ever saw you before, and I got to be honest, I've never seen you fight live. Describe your style.
Very, very technical, long, I like to use my distance. I'm 6'3", fighting at 154, so that's what we're working on right now is just using my long jab and my distance. And I don't like to waste any punches, so like I said, I'm very technical when it comes into the ring.
So your first five fights, they all came by knockout, and then your sixth fight, you went the distance. How did that make you feel? Like I'm sure people wonder. You definitely get in the groove of knocking people out, right? I mean,
Yeah.
did you feel like you didn't do your job right or something?
And at first, yeah, obviously any fighter wants to get the knockout, so Uh, I wouldn't say I was disappointed, but coming off, going the full distance, gave me a little more experience, and I got the rounds in that I need, to build off that. And we corrected the mistakes that we needed to be corrected, and everything's been pretty good since then. So, um, it's even if you go to distance, it's all good experience at the end of the day, and that's what you need in the sport.
No, 100%, 100%. My point wasn't. It was just like I know you get into a routine. You're knocking
Yeah,
everybody out, and then all of a sudden you're like, wait, this guy's still standing. We're going. What's these things called scorecards? But
exactly.
you
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
so 2026, my man, looks like you're going to be a busy, busy guy. You've already fought three times and won, of course, all three fights. You got two more scheduled already. Are you? Are we going to see even more of you?
Oh, 100%, 100%. August 29th is the next fight. We're in camp now, fully locked and loaded for it. And the next one's December 10th after that one. So yeah, like I said, like you said, it's going to be a busy year for me, and you're going to be hearing a lot more from me. So stick around and check out the updates and stuff. And I'm excited for this year.
So the junior middleweight, super welterweight, whatever you want to call it, is pretty hot right now. If everything worked the way you envision it, how do you see yourself fitting into that division in terms of, obviously you're a hot prospect now, and then that next step is to become a contender, and then of course get in the mix. How do you see that going?
Everything's right now is going on schedule. I think by next year, end of next year, I think we're gonna hit some call out some big names, get into that, like you said, the contender stages and stuff. You know, obviously the big names, Boots, Xander Zayas, the Fondoras, the Virgil Ortizes, those top guys, obviously, down the road, future matchups, and I'm keeping my eye very close to those fights and stuff. And I'm excited. I think I can give Fundora some problems, at being close to his height. I'm 6'3", he's, I don't know, but 6'6" or something, 6'5". So, um, like I said, we'll see, and everything right now is going to plan, and we got a busy year this year.
The one thing you mentioned, Fendora, what I see with him, and maybe it's something that can help you with your game. Obviously you see it too, but he's in the last several fights, he's really learned to use his height and reach to his advantage, and it makes it very tough on the other fighters. Is that something that you work on, or is that part of your game? I mean, it's got to be something. What you got to be able to maximize learning the
Yeah.
distance, right?
Oh, of course. Yeah, yeah, of course. We try to work inside and outside. We don't want to be a one-dimensional fighter. Because that's how you get picked off by the top guys in the division. So, if it needs to be a brawl, I can brawl. If it needs to go, I can find the outside. I can find the outside too. So, I'm very confident in my abilities. My reach, my footwork, my hand speed and power. So. Within the next year, like I said, next year, I think we're gonna, a lot of people are gonna see what I'm capable of.
Um, I'm going to ask you a question, and I don't know if you'd want to answer it or not, but I'm just curious. Young fighter on his way up, like yourself. What's your thoughts on Zuffa boxing?
I mean, they're doing their thing right now. They signed a lot of talent. It shows that they have money to throw around, but there's still an upcoming promotion. I'm not too fond of it really. The whole system and being so blank and having no can't customize your trunks and stuff, and I'm a old school fighter. I like to be a little flashy when it comes to being in the ring. So look good, feel good, fight good. So um, I'm not really too opposed to it. I mean, I do watch the fights here and there, but I know they're still coming up, and there's still a new promotion. So that's where I
Yeah.
stand.
I got a question for you from somebody in the chat room, my man Coach. I just put it up on the screen. Any sparring with Guerrero Jr.?
Haha, my little cousin. Yeah, yeah. No, no, he fights a little lighter than me. We haven't gotten the chance to spar with my little cousin, but no, big shout out to my little cousin Robert Jr. He's doing his thing, so he should be having a fight pretty soon. So just keep a lookout for that.
We got another question I'll ask you from somebody in the chat room. This is Love It. She's saying it's a novice question. How much training is watching opponents' film?
Very often, I leave that up to my coach, Coach Sid. We've been working together for about, I'd say, going on 8 months. And he's been great. He's transitioning me to fully use my abilities. My distance and stuff, snapping my jab more. And no, he usually the one that dissects the opponent, and we go in training with the game plan. So come fight night, the results are gonna show.
Well, listen, Vic, I appreciate you coming on, and I'm going to be keeping an eye on you. And I'll tell you, like I say to a lot of young fighters, I just lost you. Uh, oh, there you
All right,
are.
sorry.
I figured you were
Yeah,
like,
yeah,
"Ah,
yeah.
all
No,
right,
my bad.
goodbye." Whoa, hey, slow it down. No, but like I say to a lot of young fighters when they come on in the beginning of their career, when after you become famous and you're a world champion, don't forget little guys like us. You gotta
Oh,
you
of
gotta come
course.
back
Yeah,
on. You know
yeah.
what I mean?
Oh, most definitely. I definitely, after the fights, I like to be back, and we can keep this conversation going.
Sounds good, my man. Good luck in your next fight in August, and keep us posted.
Right on. Appreciate you guys. Thank
All right,
you.
take care. That's Victor Guerrero. Yeah, he sounds like he's a good kid. There's a lot of these young fighters we've had on the show recently over the last couple of years have been, they've been a breath of fresh air, and Vic is no different.